This is a question and answer for the discovery call. Can you ask that question again, Stella?
Do you send a follow-up after the discovery call?
Well, it depends. It depends on, for example, it depends on some of the packaging I have now. I'm going to follow up with some people because it's high ticketed items. I mean, you have to give high ticketed items a little bit more attention. What I did was I wasted a lot of times on people that were paying a lot of time on people that were paying $47 and $97. You can take that same energy and you can use it for clients that come and they're going to pay you the $5,000 and $10,000. Magic Johnson said he realized that it was just as easy to make $100 in a day as it was to make $1 million, or it was just as easy to make $1 million in a day as it was to make $1. And so what I'm going to do is I'm adopting that energy, and I want you to adopt it. And so that you can get to that next place, because the purpose of a discovery call is to discover if whether or not they're a good fit for you. They signed up for some reason. I don't know if y'all noticed this as I'm in transition in one of the clubs that I have on Clubhouse, you'll hear me say, and if you can't pay the deposit, please don't reach out to me. You have to have the deposit. That's because I didn't set a precedence and I was paying for people to take classes and I just did it wrong. And I spoiled some people. It's not their fault. I did it wrong. I did it wrong so that you can do it right. And I will tell you that if you don't set a precedence, you're going to really, really not even want to be bothered with coaching or consulting or starting that second business that God himself has told you to start. You just got to get your information and get everything down pat of what you're going to do. Any more questions, Stella?
Yes, it's one more, and then we need to move on to the third section that you have. But it says, how long do you host the discovery call?
How long do you what?
How long do you host the discovery call?
Well, I personally know 7 to 10 minutes, whether or not you're going to work with me or not. And I'll tell you why. Because number one, you know what I do. The people, when they come to you, I want you to keep in mind that you're the expert. You set the boundaries, right? You control the conversation. If the conversation get out of hand and they talk about their great grandmama, my mama died to my wait 1 second. I'm so super busy. And I've let a few people slide with that. I don't do it as much anymore because I don't have that kind of time. And I'm not your therapist. You're a coach and a consultant, and you need to send people to a therapist. You're not a therapist. That's a whole nother course, a whole nother class to teach on the difference between the different coaches, consultants, and all that kind of stuff. No, you have to set the tone. You do that. That's your job to do that. This is how this call is going to go. I'm going to ask you a few questions. I see that you registered for it because you want to be a certified life coach or you want to work with Dr. Tavis. These are the 3 things I have to offer you. Let me figure out where you are and where you fit in this, right? And that's how it is. I wouldn't do, some people do 30 minutes. If you read that long script, it's a little bit longer than 7 to 10 minutes. But the more detailed you are in your niche, the more people know exactly what you do. They're coming to you for what you said you do. If you tell people you're going to help them grow watermelon, all your questions on the discovery call needs to be about watermelon. Why do you think you can grow a watermelon farm? How long have you desired to grow watermelon? Whatever it is, you're not talking about oranges on the call. When they call you, and this is worth its weight in gold, they register to work with you because they saw what you do. Not what you was thinking about doing next week, not what you did 5 years ago. And some people may call you for some residual stuff. I do parenting, and I just put a check in the box, in my account 2 days ago from some books that I sold. But they're calling you because they want to work with you for what you said, the problem that you said you can solve. You gave your elevator pitch so good that they were just like, she can help me. She can help me. And when they do that, when you get on the call, you let them know how you can help them with that pain point. Lurleen, you're on mute.
Good evening, Dr. Tavis. Do you recommend that we have our potential clients fill out a little questionnaire?
Oh, absolutely. Yes.
Prior to?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. As a matter of fact, that's going to weed out people because people by nature, and this is the neuropsychology part of me, by nature, we are a little lazy. And so if you have a questionnaire and somebody answers it, that means they want to work with you. If they don't answer it, that means they don't want to work with you. They're just trying to figure out how can they get what you have or even waste your time. And nobody has time to be wasted. Nobody has that kind of time to waste. Not nobody I know about. So yes, a questionnaire is necessary. And the more clients you get, the more you're going to need. You might as well go ahead and do it now. So as you grow, there are some of you on here, you need to go ahead and do a questionnaire, because as you grow, you're not going to have time to weed out people. You're going to know people. If you get a questionnaire, you have $10,000 product that you're trying to sell and they haven't spent any money. And they're saying, the one question that I see on a lot of questionnaires is, are you ready to invest today? At what level are you ready to invest? 1 to 500, 500 to 1,000, 1,000 to 10,000, 10,000 to 30,000, or something like that. That'll let you know the mindset of the person you're getting on the phone with. That will save you some time. Now, I know for new coaches and new consultants, you're really gung-ho. Get the experience if you want the experience, but know that you're doing it for experience, and you're going to attract some people who are not very, who you don't want to be your clients. Okay. Any more questions? I will tell you this, and when you're on the call with them, that is your opportunity to close the deal. That's a whole nother conversation. Frida, what's your question?
Hey, I have a questionnaire for my clients, and and it's a very lengthy questionnaire, because I was just like what you were saying. I was wasting time talking to these people on the phone, that say that they was ready to work, and then when I send them an invoice, you don't hear from them. So what I started doing is giving them my questionnaire. Probably will have like 25, 30 different things that they have to provide. But when we do, and then I'll schedule like a 15-minute consultation or a discovery call. Mm-hmm. But it's the closing the deal. And I guess I think that's where I get frustrated at that point, because it seems like I go through that questionnaire, and then I prepare what I can offer you, because I used to give information as, what they needed to do. That was the wrong thing. So now I look at the questionnaire and I just, I know what I'm going to say to them. And I say, okay, well, what I can do is if you would like, I guess I say, well, if you would like to move forward, I can go ahead and send you the invoice. But that's the part that I'm having problem with, and it's frustrating.
What I'll do is I'll make sure that I offer that class, because that's a lot of these things are class themselves, or I'll make sure that it's in one of the vault that you have access to. Okay. But that's a really good question. And closing the deal is a whole conversation, because it's an art of selling and the art of persuasion. Okay. But that's a really, really solid question. Trust me, it is.
Okay.
Cool beans. All right. We got one more section to get through. That was the questionnaire for the discovery call section there. And I hope those questions help somebody out. All right, let's keep going.